Have you folks ever had it before that you had a specimen that you really liked, but the matrix the specimen was on was very fragile and crumbly? Well, this is a bit of a trick that I learned actually from fossil collectors when they prep fossils that are in unstable matrix, is to use a glue. In this case, the glue that I use is a cyanoacrylate adhesive glue. It's like it's an insta glue. It's pretty viscous or fluid glue. It's pretty thin, so it kind of, before it dries up, it acts like a kind of like a fluid, so it's easy to paint on with like a paintbrush. And that's how I do it. Is I take either a old paintbrush that is not very useful, because this process does destroy the paintbrushes, or you can go to like the dollar store and pick up like a pack of like 12 super cheap paintbrushes for like less than $1 per brush. And what will happen is you'll have this matrix that almost becomes like a cement. In this case, with this crumbly matrix, it's become like a cement. And as you can see, like, there's no more, it's not flaking off or brushing off. I will quickly show you the process, the actual process with this specimen, so you guys can see what what I do when I glue up the matrix to stabilize it. One quick thing of note: when you use stuff like this, always do it in like a ventilated area, because there are fumes that are produced by glues like this, and you should probably not inhale those fumes. In my case, I'm doing it on top of my oven with the fan on, though when I guess for this purpose I'm gonna keep the fan off because it's super loud. So don't do what I do. You know, do as I say and not as I do in this case, because just for the video purposes, the fan is too loud. So this specimen comes from Shield Drive, which some of the matrix pieces, like some of the plates of calcite that are on matrix, they're more than stable, but then some of the matrix you get this really crumbly matrix, and you can see the glue is really already messing up my brush a lot, especially with this type of matrix. You can see even brushing it, it's quite crumbly. And the trick is just to work as fast as you can and kind of let since the glue is pretty viscous, you can kind of let it soak in, kind of dab it on to the worst affected spots, and just go over it again, because it hardens pretty quickly. I think it's like about 10 seconds. That's why this brush, you can already see, this brush is just ruined. Just okay. That's why I bought cheap brushes. But yeah, with this matrix, it's quite it can be quite crumbly. So you can use this glue to stabilize the matrix, because I found with pieces that I've collected from this site that with this matrix stuff you can get some nice plates of calcite crystals, but then what happens is that when you're cleaning them, the matrix starts to crumble a lot, and then all of a sudden your plate falls into like multiple tinier pieces. And sure, the pieces are nice still, but you wanted that big awesome plate of crystals, right? You just got to be a little bit careful when you get close to the edge where the calcite crystals are actually. Just kind of very carefully dab it on. Once in a while you'll need to reposition the specimen for a better view. But this is just the basic idea. And I learned this from fossil collectors, actually, because fossil collectors, often the matrices that they find their fossils in, especially if they're found in a wet environment, those matrices tend to crack, and that can damage the fossil. So in order to avoid that, they stabilize their matrices with glues. Forget which glue exactly they use. I don't think it's exactly this brand of glue or this type of glue, but I found this stuff works for me. And I have a couple bottles on hand as well, so when you got it, you might as well use it. But you can see, as I'm dabbing this stuff on, it actually, because the matrix is a bit porous, it actually kind of soaks into the matrix, which is what you want. You want the matrix to soak it up and kind of basically creates a glue matrix cement, which hardens up and keeps the specimen stable and safe. Because if it's not stable and safe, it's bound to fracture. And then also with this crumbling matrix, you can see the mess it's already made just handling this one piece. So this also just keeps down on the mess as well. Now some collectors will be maybe gawking at the fact that I'm stabilizing my matrix, but I don't care. I want to try and stabilize this plate of crystals because I like this plate of crystals as it is. And yeah, it's not all natural now, but I think fossil collectors get it often right. Fossil collectors don't seem to have a stigma with repaired specimens and stuff like that. They care more about how intact the specimen is, in the sense that, are all the pieces there? It doesn't really matter if the pieces were glued together, because the important thing is that the specimen is there and not that it's all natural, if you get what I mean. Now, of course, they don't like it when you fake replace stuff. They want the pieces there to be all natural, but they don't care if it's multiple all natural glue pieces, is what I'm trying to say. Whereas I find with mineral collectors, sometimes they can get a bit snobbish if you have a specimen that's been repaired because you have found this awesome crystal, but it broke in two either in transit or as you were extracting it, and so somehow they find that less valuable, which I get. But if you want to repair your specimens, is all I'm trying to say, go ahead and do it. Or if you want to stabilize your matrix like this, go ahead and do it, because ultimately it's what you want, and you really shouldn't think about what other people say, right? But as you can see, I still have to do some work on the back, but you can see the matrix has changed a lot, and I'll actually show you a piece that I've already done. It's kind of the test piece. See, this is what it'll look like once it's done, and you can see it's very solid and it doesn't crumble off. Like if I do this, like there's like maybe one bit instead of this sandy loose matrix. So I'm pretty happy with this method, and I thought I would just share it with you folks. A little kind of like a tips and tricks video for you guys, so that you guys could use this method on other specimens. If you got specimens that are on a matrix that are kind of unstable, and you want to salvage it and save it and keep it on the natural matrix, then you can use this glue method that fossil collectors often use to stabilize their specimens, to stabilize your mineral specimens. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this video informative, and I hope you can use these tips and tricks in your own escapades, and I hope you are able to stabilize the specimens you want to stabilize. And if you like this kind of stuff, I do rockhounding related videos plus some other stuff. So if that's your cup of tea and this is your first time watching, please do hit the like and subscribe button. That helps out my channel a lot, and that allows me to reach as many people as I can possibly, which is my goal with this channel, is to just connect with as many fellow hobbyists as possible. I want to thank you guys for your support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day, guys.